Oprah Winfrey is facing furious backlash for saying that she hopes that burying the dead will allow Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to make peace with the rest of the royal family. Oprah's comments come just 18 months after her bombshell TV interview with the Sussexes, during which they made several damaging and upsetting allegations against the royals, including that one unnamed family member made racist comments about their unborn son Archie's skin. Many believe that the interview added to the already tense relationship between Harry and the rest of his family, including his brother Prince William.
Government buildings is as if someone wants to erase
celebrating 25 years of BET.
These jokers started showing up. I was like, no, you were here first. You can have it.
Oh boy, it looks like Meghan Markle is in the middle of a full-blown Hollywood fallout. And trust me, it's the kind of drama that makes royal scandals look tame. This time, it's not just about tiaras, tabloids, or tension with the crown. Nope, Meghan's latest mess is swirling around two of the biggest powerhouses in entertainment, Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry, the very same people who once threw her a lifeline when the world turned its back, and are now reportedly walking away, and not quietly either. Let's rewind for a second. Remember how Meghan and Harry stepped away from royal life to be financially independent and live freely in the US? Well, things seemed okay at first. Oprah gave Meghan the interview of the decade, a tell-all that rocked the monarchy. Tyler Perry, he let them stay in his multi-million-dollar mansion when they were escaping the palace drama and even provided security. But now, just halfway through 2025, the vibe has changed, big time. It all started simmering when Meghan reportedly threw at least 6 public jabs at the royal family, and that's only by June. She's been on a press run, subtly and not so subtly blaming her struggles on the crown, saying she had to dim her light, hide her creativity, and couldn't even be a mom the way she wanted. Her new lifestyle brand, she's claiming the royal family stifled her passions for cooking, gardening, and being a modern hostess. The drama was already brewing, but the real explosion happened live on stage at the 2025 BET Awards. During what was supposed to be a sweet tribute moment, Tyler Perry took the mic and, well, he didn't hold back. With a cool tone and a deadpan expression, he dropped the line that stunned everyone. Some debts take longer to repay than others. Boom. Viewers say the camera cut to Meghan, her face frozen in place, lips pressed into a thin, stiff smile. The crowd gasped. Twitter exploded. The whispers about her financial ties to Perry weren't just rumors anymore, they were headline news. And Perry didn't mention numbers, but insiders are whispering 6 figures, maybe more. His words didn't just point at unpaid debts, they blew up the squeaky clean image of Meghan's independence brand. But the shock didn't stop there. What followed might be even more brutal than Perry's statement: Oprah's silence. Yep, silence. The same Oprah who once rolled out the red carpet for Meghan has now reportedly pulled the plug completely. No tweets, no quotes, not even a cryptic Instagram caption. Her team allegedly went cold turkey, cutting all communication. For someone like Oprah, who can literally shift the public opinion with a single post, that silence is louder than any press release. It's not just distance, it's a freeze out. And Perry didn't just air out Meghan's financial drama, he hinted she hadn't even reached out to him or the press to explain herself. No apology, no clarification, nothing. And if there's one thing Hollywood hates more than a diva, it's being left in the dark by someone who used to bask in their spotlight. That's when it clicked for fans and critics alike. Meghan's star circle is shrinking fast, and she might be the one pulling the thread. So what happens now? Is this just a bump in the road or the beginning of Meghan's Hollywood unraveling? You'll definitely want to watch this video all the way through because, trust me, the full story, every bit of the drama is right here.
For the first 6 weeks that we were here, we were able to walk around like this.
Yeah.
And the two of us would be up here, you know, Archie sort of like with our hand walking along here, the dogs running around.
You hadn't seen the house, just video of it.
We only saw you filming from the gate up to your door and seeing the big fountain there. We're like, that'll do.
What if I had horrible taste and had big round beds and stripper poles and everything?
It wouldn't have mattered. We were desperate to find someone, desperate to be somewhere for, you know, a long to settle. We had 13 suitcases. I remember. You said stay as long as you need to. And we're like,
now let's rewind the clock a bit, because 5 years before the fallout, nobody would have guessed that Oprah and Tyler Perry, two of the most powerful people in Hollywood, would one day pull the rug out from under Meghan Markle. Back in 2020, when Meghan and Prince Harry dropped their royal resignation bombshell and basically blew up Buckingham tradition, they were desperate, like no security, stuck in Canada, borders closing, paparazzi circling like vultures. desperate. And out of nowhere, Tyler Perry shows up like a fairy godfather with a mansion and security team with no questions asked. People were confused. Why would Tyler Perry, of all people, come to the rescue of two royals? Well, according to Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, Tyler's connection to Meghan dated back a few years. Apparently, he randomly sent her a letter before her wedding telling her she wasn't alone and that he saw how the world, especially the media, was treating her. Fast forward to Megxit, and Harry and Meghan were on a FaceTime call with Tyler, pretending to be strong while their lives were basically on fire. That's when Tyler offered them his gated Los Angeles mansion and even covered their private security. It was a full package, a safe house, freedom, and a lifeline. And why did he do it? Because get this, his late mother adored Princess Diana after she visited Harlem in the 1980s. Diana hugged AIDS patients and broke stigmas, and from that moment on, she was a hero in the Perry household. So Tyler tells Harry, "My mother loved your mother." It sounds touching, right? But here's where it gets juicy. What started as this ride or die loyalty, it didn't last. And that's the irony. Tyler and Oprah were the first ones to wrap Meghan in their Hollywood embrace. Oprah gave her that blockbuster 2021 interview that had the whole world watching, and Tyler gave her shelter when no one else would. Meghan even said in her Netflix documentary that talking to Tyler was like therapy, that it was easier opening up to someone who didn't judge her, someone she barely even knew. Tyler publicly defended her too. On Sirius XM, he flat out said Meghan was being dragged by the media because she was a black woman, and he wasn't afraid to call it out. It was all very powerful support from powerful people, until it wasn't. Fast forward to 2025 and things flipped hard. Tyler Perry, the same man who once said, "I'll keep you safe," stood on the stage at the BET Awards and casually aired out Meghan's financial drama live. No warning, no filter. He dropped the line, "Some debts take longer to repay than others." And just like that, 5 years of whispered rumors became loud, screaming headlines. Meghan's face during that moment, tight, frozen. The crowd shocked into silence. And Oprah, nowhere to be found. Her once loyal team allegedly cut off contact with Meghan completely. No calls, no posts, no follow-up, just silence. According to insiders, Meghan Markle's PR team made several desperate attempts to get a comment, a quote, anything from Oprah's camp. But there was nothing. No Instagram story, no friendly tweet, not even a vague repost. Just dead air. And in Hollywood, that kind of silence is louder than a press release. One source put it bluntly, when Oprah removes herself from your orbit, the industry notices. And they did, fast. Because for someone who once gave Meghan a global stage to speak her truth, Oprah's refusal to speak now sends a message that screams something's changed, and not in Meghan's favor. For Meghan, who has always prided herself on controlling her image and carefully crafting her public narrative, this was a nightmare. And it only got worse. Not one person from her camp, not even Harry, stepped in to defend her. No damage control. No allies rushing in to say it was a misunderstanding. Just silence. The same woman who once stood beside Oprah and had Tyler Perry as a godfather to her child was now completely alone. And in Hollywood, being alone isn't just lonely. It's dangerous. Because when your entire brand is built on alliances, admiration, and media influence, being frozen out is a death sentence. Now let's be real. Meghan Markle has never exactly had a smooth ride with the public. In fact, almost everything she's done has been met with backlash. Cancel culture? She's practically swimming in it for years. And if you're still wondering how things got this messy, well, let's rewind and take a closer look. Before the drama spotlight, the palace drama, and the endless headlines, Meghan was just an actress trying to make it big in Hollywood. Her breakout role came with the hit legal drama Suits, where she played the stylish paralegal Rachel Zane. It gave her a solid fan base, removed her from Hallmark movie territory, and offered her a platform, one she used wisely. Even before meeting Prince Harry, Meghan was already building a brand. She launched a lifestyle blog called The Tig, packed with recipes, travel guides, fashion advice, and motivational quotes. It was peak 2010s influencer energy. Think Goop, but more relatable. And it showed that Meghan wasn't just interested in acting. She had ambition, hustle, and a clear vision of who she wanted to be. Behind the scenes, she was networking hard, attending high-profile events, and laying the groundwork for something bigger. Then July 2016 happened. Meghan flew to London, stayed at the ultra-exclusive Soho House, and allegedly began floating her name to talent agencies while also casually mentioning she was looking for a nice British man. And what do you know? she meets Prince Harry, the ultimate British bachelor with royal blood, global fame, and a reputation for being the rebel prince. The stars aligned, and soon their private romance turned into cryptic Instagram hints, pap shots, and eventually the cover of Vanity Fair, where Meghan boldly declared, "We're in love." That move, by the way, sent royal traditionalists into a frenzy. People were already starting to raise eyebrows, especially when Meghan's fashion choices started echoing Princess Diana's most iconic looks. The UK press didn't like it. The comparisons to Diana were seen as forced, and for many Brits, Diana's legacy was still sacred ground. Then came the engagement and the fairy tale image of an American actress marrying a prince. But that magic started cracking fast. Meghan's $75,000 engagement dress didn't exactly scream humble duchess, especially in a country grappling with a cost of living crisis. Meanwhile, other royals were being praised for re-wearing outfits. Meghan, she was seen as tone-deaf, flashy, and a bit too Hollywood for the palace corridors. And that was just the surface. Her family drama exploded into public view. A bitter father, shady half-siblings, and a messy backstory that the press devoured. At her royal wedding, the only family member who showed up was her mother. Tabloids pounced. Then came the leaks. Rumors that she made Princess Kate cry over flower girl dresses, that she demanded expensive jewels not meant for her rank, and even insisted the ancient chapel be sprayed with air freshener. The media painted her as demanding, dramatic, and divisive. And instead of the palace defending her, the silence felt like complicity. Then came the office split, a royal soap opera move. Meghan and Harry broke away from William and Kate's shared operations, set up their own offices, launched a slick Instagram page, and created their own website. And with that independence came new stories. Staff members quitting, accusations of Meghan bullying aides, and reports of royal staff feeling traumatized. The fairy tale was unraveling. People started whispering that Meghan wasn't fitting in, and she was trying to run the palace, not join it. In 2018, things hit another snag. At Princess Eugenie's wedding, Meghan wore a maternity coat despite not confirming a pregnancy, then revealed her pregnancy news the next day, stealing the spotlight. The press tore her apart. She was accustomed to being self-centered, of always trying to make every moment about herself. That narrative stuck and intensified during the royal tour of Australia and Fiji, where she was reportedly overheard saying she couldn't believe she wasn't being paid for the trip. Fans were stunned, and if that wasn't enough, she walked out of a Fiji event hosted by an organization that had once rejected her as an applicant. Longtime fans awaited hours to see her, only to be told she wasn't coming. People were hurt and confused. Then came the infamous blood diamonds incident. Meghan wore a pair of earrings gifted by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who was at the center of a global scandal involving the of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. She wore the earrings not once but twice, even after the story broke. Whether it was intentional or not, it looked careless. It looked bad. Still, Meghan and Harry tried to push forward. After Archie was born, they went on a tour of South Africa. Meghan opened up in a documentary saying, "Not many people have asked if I'm okay." It was raw, emotional, and strategic. Many praised her honesty, but others began to wonder if it was all part of a larger media plan. Because just a few months later, in January 2020, the couple dropped a bombshell. They were quitting royal life. The announcement hit like a thunderclap. No warning to the Queen, no coordination with senior royals. They posted it on Instagram. They said they wanted a progressive new role and aimed to be financially independent. The monarchy was stunned.
This is huge. Harry and Meghan are leaving the palace to become financially independent. And you see, this is what happens when you bring the first black woman into the royal family. Yeah. She looked at Harry and she's like, "You need to get a job. You need a job. You a grown-ass man. You can't still be living in your mama's house, Harry."
Many people assumed that Harry and Meghan's dramatic royal exit was about seeking privacy. But funnily enough, the couple never actually said that, not once. The public clung to that idea, especially as paparazzi shoots and tabloid headlines swirled around their every move. But when you look closely, their actions told a different story. At the very time Harry was battling the UK government for personal security, the couple was making calls to Hollywood executives and quietly working behind the scenes to rebrand themselves. They weren't retreating into quiet country life. They were plotting a new media empire. After talks with Queen Elizabeth, then Prince Charles and Prince William, Harry and Meghan relocated to Los Angeles. the heart of fame, fortune, and PR spin. There, they launched the Archewell Foundation and inked major deals with Netflix and Spotify. Big names, big expectations. But when Netflix teased a project for winter 2020, audiences were left hanging. The only thing that dropped was a lukewarm holiday special, where Harry and Meghan appeared for a few minutes, surrounded by celebrity friends, rambling on about compassion and hope. There was no real depth, just a lot of fluff and famous faces. That project was quietly shelved and Hollywood barely blinked. At that point, the world expected the couple to ride off into the California sunset. But instead, Meghan decided to blow everything wide open. In March 2021, she and Harry sat down with Oprah for the now infamous interview, while Prince Philip, Harry's grandfather, lay dying in a hospital bed. Meghan aired every grievance she had with the royal family, claiming she was denied mental health support, stripped of her passport, and told her children would never receive royal titles because of their race. Her words sparked global outrage, sympathy, and praise at first. But then the facts started catching up. Many of Meghan's claims didn't hold water. The accusation about Archie and Lilibet being denied titles because of their race? Completely false. Under royal law, they weren't eligible for titles until Queen Elizabeth passed, and once she did, their titles were granted. As for the mental health claims, both Harry and Prince William had long championed mental health causes, working with charities, launching campaigns, and sharing their own struggles. So the suggestion that the family would turn their back on Meghan felt off. And let's not forget, Harry and Meghan were already negotiating with streaming platforms before they ever left the royal family, despite claiming otherwise. Leaked proposals from 2019 revealed their intention to monetize their fame, long before any oppression narratives began. As the smoke cleared, public opinion began to shift. That Oprah interview, once viewed as a courageous act, started looking more like a performance, a carefully orchestrated image of victimhood. And then came their Netflix docuseries, packed with contradictions and cringeworthy moments. Meghan's mock curtsy to Queen Elizabeth was especially insulting, a half-hearted joke that felt more like disrespect than storytelling. Instead of honoring the role she once held, she seemed to mock it, and the public noticed. But what truly damaged Meghan's post-royal reputation was the pattern. A slow, steady drip of red flags. Reports of bullying within the palace emerged. Allegations from former staff who said Meghan was controlling, harsh, and obsessed with hierarchy. According to one insider, she acted like a dictator in heels. From shouting at staff to throwing hot tea to issuing ultimatums, the story painted a picture of chaos behind the carefully curated Instagram posts. The palace even launched an investigation, something extremely rare for such a traditional institution. And it wasn't just the palace. Vanity Fair, The Hollywood Reporter, and other top outlets confirmed Meghan's troubling behavior from multiple independent sources. Meanwhile, her media ventures were falling flat. Her Spotify podcast, Archetypes, was a one-season wonder that fizzled out in 2022. Poor ratings, over-editing, awkward interviews, and no real direction. It was all style, no substance. Worse yet, Meghan didn't even do basic due diligence. She faced trademark issues because she didn't legally secure the podcast name, leading to a branding mess that raised questions about her professionalism and her team's competence. The whole operation felt rushed, unpolished, and out of sync with her royal stature. What's most striking about Meghan's post-royal career isn't a single scandal, it's the sheer volume of small mounting problems. A messy pile of tone-deaf decisions, poor execution, and contradictory messaging. From the outside, it looks like a collapse in slow motion. A beautiful brand with no real backbone. Most of her public ideas feel recycled from a 2015 Pinterest board, shiny, curated, and painfully unoriginal. Love Meghan sounds sweet on paper, but under the surface, it's all damage control. And while some people scream smear campaign, the truth is far more complicated. Meghan's pattern of contradiction, arrogance, and entitlement has led even once loyal fans to question her authenticity. Her downfall didn't come from outside sources, it came from her own actions, words, and choices. Just look at Catherine, Princess of Wales. She was an outsider too, a commoner, a middle-class woman who married into the most watched family on earth, and she endured her share of public scrutiny, accusations of being dull, lazy, even manipulative. But she never lashed out. She never played the victim. She stayed graceful, consistent, and focused. That's why she's widely admired today, and why Meghan, despite all the glitz, can't seem to hold on to public trust. And now with Oprah and Tyler Perry, two of her biggest supporters walking away, Meghan is facing the harshest reality of all. Without credibility, without loyalty, and without protection. There's nowhere left to hide. Her brand was built on a fairy tale. But fairy tales only work when the audience believes them, and right now, nobody's buying it. Now, we want to hear your thoughts on all of this. Do you think Tyler Perry has finally cut ties with Meghan for good? Do you feel things went too far? Or was this bound to happen eventually? And what does this all mean for Meghan moving forward? Is there still a comeback in her story? Or is this the end of the road? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and while you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other deep dives into royal drama and Hollywood betrayals. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. See you there.